Another absolutely fabulous day here in South Beach. South Beach, it's just a beautiful place. I think I'll take a condo. I think I'll take a condo down here. Anyways, we've been here for, I don't know, 10 days at this point. Got another 2 weeks or so to be here. And really do have to say, I really like South Beach. South of 5th. South of 5th. So there's streets, they basically count up as you go up the island. South Beach is an island. And so 5th, basically south of 5th, is the lower little tip of the island. And I think this is the cool place to be, right? You got this nice park here. You got the water, you got the beach that's right over there. You got the cool trail that I go run on every morning. You got the cafes, you got the Starbucks, right? So yeah, I think we've got to figure out how to get us a nice little condo here south of 5th. But what I'll tell you though is the weirdness of reality and how you don't know what you don't know until you go out and try to do something. So it looks like one of the biggest problems my wife and I are gonna have if we move here to South Beach is actually, and this is weird, finding unfurnished condos to rent. So a lot of people have been asking me, they haven't really been asking me, they've been lambasting me for thinking I'm going to buy a property here in Miami area. And no, we're not buying a damn thing here. We will be renting. And one of the reasons we'll be renting is, strangely enough, it's cheaper to rent than to buy. Have I told you how weird the economy is? Have I told you, like, as somebody who's actually in the economy, and like, you know, this economy is kind of weird. But yeah, the value of renting condos is going down, and so the cost of buying condos is actually still relatively high. Plus you got to pay HOA fees and all that kind of stuff. So from a price standpoint, it actually makes more sense just to rent a condo. And then, you know, climate change. So don't really know how long any of this is going to be here. Like, if you rent a condo and then your island washes away, you shrug your shoulders and you go to the mountains. Anyways, if you own a condo and your island washes away, it's a much bigger problem. And then you've got like things like homeowners insurance and all that, which is just a complete and utter disaster. So yeah, no, we're gonna be renting. But anyway, so we've been looking at renting. And the weird thing is, like, all the condos here, or so many of the condos, are actually fully furnished. And when I say fully furnished, these aren't Airbnbs or VRBOs, like, you know, a month or 2 or 3 thing. They want full year leases. So it's a normal condo. They just happen to all be completely furnished in some very weird styles. For the amount they want you to spend on the condo, they're like, it's a luxury condo. And then they go to the thrift store to furnish the condo. The condo is luxury. The couch is goodwill. Anyway, it's weird shit. It's weird stuff. So anyways, that's gonna be the big thing here, is trying to find a condo that is not furnished. So we'll see how well that goes. But anyways, yeah, we've been here, been having fun, doing my runs. Did a nice little 6-mile run this morning after the rainstorm. This place gets humid. So right before I was running, a rainstorm came up. Just dumped rain. It was like 15 minutes, just sheets of rain came down, which is whatever. Then it stopped raining, so I knew it wasn't supposed to rain for the rest of the day. So I went out to do my run. The thing is, it gets so humid here because it gets warm. And I swear, so I did a 6-mile run this morning. So I did an hour run. So literally within an hour, everything was dry. So sheets of rain for 15 minutes, a lot of water hit the ground. And then within an hour, all that water was back in the air. That's the kind of humidity you get here in Miami Beach. But again, one of those things just to ponder and think about. Anyways, have I been procrastinating long enough? Have I been procrastinating? Do I got to get to talking about Trump again? Because yeah. Eli, you have TDS. No, he just has really bad policies. He just has really shit policies. It's like when people call me anti-Semitic, and it's like, look, you'll never hear me talk about their book, the Torah. I never say shit about the Torah. I don't care about the Torah. You don't hear me say shit about gefilte fish, other than Dear Jewish people, you don't have to be that hard on yourself. Anyways, it's like, no, that's just a bad policy. Like, Israel is literally setting themselves up to be glassed in the next 100 years. It's just, you are a population of 9 million people. Egypt alone has 130 million people. You literally, within a pretty close geographic area, have 300 million people that really don't like you. And every day, you give them just a little bit more reason to dislike you. How is that going to work for your society over a century? That's not anti-Semitic. That's just math. Just math. Anyways, and again, I feel like that with Trump. You're like, you have TDS. It's like, no, this is just incredibly bad policies. Again, we don't have enough housing in the United States, so I have no idea why we're going to try to build housing for Palestinians. Because, once the Palestinians have 2.1 million housing units outside of Palestine, then they won't even want to go back to Palestine again. Yeah, but how are 2.1 million housing units going to get built? Oh, we're going to take responsibility. Well, we have these things called inner cities in the United States. How about we rehab our inner cities? How about we don't worry about the Middle East? Anyways, such bad policies. And so the latest thing is the idiocy with whatever's going on with tariffs. And I can't be too specific about what's going on with tariffs, because literally, by the time I get done with this video, it will have changed. So Trump thinks tariffs are like, I don't know what he thinks tariffs are, right? So he gets into office. He immediately is going to put a 25% tariff on everything coming in from Mexico, 25% tariff on everything coming in from Canada, and a 10% tariff on everything coming in from China. So that's going through. And then he delays it. He delays at least for Canada and Mexico, because he says they did something. What they did, not really sure. They did something. Anyways, but it's being delayed. So it got delayed for 30 days. And so that 30 days is over now. And so he's reinstituting the 25% tariffs on Canada and 25% tariffs on Mexico, and adding 10% more tariffs to China. I mean, I think. So those went in effect yesterday. So I'm filming this. I'm recording this on Wednesday. So it was like Tuesday night. So I don't know, like 12 hours ago or something. Those tariffs went into effect. And then, the stock market had a bit of a heart attack, because, yeah. And now apparently the tariffs are going to be rolled back some. Like, maybe there won't be tariffs for the auto industry. Maybe some of the tariffs won't be as high as 25%. Maybe, who the hell knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Oh my God. I feel like we now have U.S. government policy being run by a drunk dungeon master. It's like Trump got the D&D version for running a country, and now he's rolling his 100-sided dice to figure out how he's going to run his country. There used to be was it called the Palladium series? I think it was called the Palladium series. So there's D&D, obviously you probably know D&D, but there's a lot of role-playing games back when I was young. I think it was called the Palladium series. And so there was Robotech, and there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there was like Shadowrun, and basically it was really cool. So what they did is they just created one kind of role-playing game system, one rules base, and then they essentially created different niches, different genres, right? So there's a cyberpunk version, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles version, and a Robotech version. And the cool part about that is you could mix and match. So you could have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles playing in a Robotech universe. It's kind of cool stuff. Anyways, I feel like there's a Palladium version for being president of the United States. And he's now just rolling 100-sided dice, seeing what's happening. Because I don't even understand. Like, here's the thing. Like most of the time, like with policy, it's like, well, that's dumb, or that's what. Like, I literally don't even understand what this is. What are we going for here? Because again, with Trump, so basically doing these tariffs should violate a hell of a lot of rules, unless it's a national emergency. Who gets to decide if it's a national emergency? Trump gets to decide if it's a national emergency. So what he's saying is that the immigration issue and the fentanyl issue are national emergencies, and that's why he's doing these tariffs. But even he basically says that's horse crap. Like, basically he says that, yes, this is the excuse that I'm using, but it's a bit of a crap excuse. Oh, it's raining now. I'll just sit here in the rain, I guess. Anyways, so even he says it's a bit of a crap excuse. And so then it's like, okay, well, the excuse you're using is immigrants and fentanyl, especially with the northern border. But it's really about trade policy. And so how are China and Mexico, or how is Canada and Mexico supposed to respond? Because the thing that he's saying is the reason that he's doing the thing that he's doing isn't the reason. So even if they fix those particular problems, that's not why he's doing what he's doing. So he can just fuck around and do something else, right? His real big thing is about trade policy. But that's, I don't know, my brain just hurts. It's just like, how do any of us figure out how business is going to work on a day-to-day basis when you have a half-drunk jackass rolling 100-sided dice to figure out what government policy is going to be? Maybe it's going to be this, maybe it's going to be that, maybe it's not going to be the other thing. Like, there's no rhyme. There's no reason to this. Again, as an American citizen, it's not even that I can agree or disagree with the policy. Again, I disagree with the concept of what's going on here. It's so idiotically stupid. And again, we've seen this with Ford, right? I mean, Ford, the auto manufacturers are coming out and saying that Trump is going to destroy the auto industry in the United States because he's so fucking psychotic, he doesn't understand what's going on. Right? Again, because, like it or not, NAFTA, USMCA, hey, what piece of garbage jackass, right, negotiated that piece of crap USMCA treaty? I think the person's name had a T in it. Anyways, right, for 30 years, whether you like the free trade agreement, whether you hate the free trade agreement, that is what we've had for, I guess, over 30 years at this point. And again, some jackass renegotiated it in a piss-poor fashion that fucked over the United States because they were so goddamn incompetent as president. Can't quite remember which president that might have been. Was that Carter? Anyways, right, so we have all these companies, they have just-in-time inventory systems, products go back and forth across the borders, right? This is a big deal. Again, that was when the truckers shut down the border between Canada and the United States a few years ago because of the COVID policies, right? That caused a massive amount of damage to the U.S. auto manufacturers, billions of dollars, simply by those jackasses basically taking their trucks and shutting down the border crossing. And so now you have Trump coming in, and again, willy fucking nilly, not saying in a year this is what you're going to have to be prepared for. Ford, GM, we are going to be putting these tariffs in place a year from now, so you need to build warehouses. You need to modify your supply chains. You need to start building more stuff here in the United States. No. Jackass comes in, 1 minute there's going to be 25% tariffs, then there's not going to be 25% tariffs, then there is going to be 25% tariffs. Well, then maybe not you're not going to have the 25% tariffs, but other people have the 25% tariffs. How do businesses figure out what to do next? Again, building warehouses is a real thing. Companies, I talk about this with business, right? You only have so much money. You have to pay janitors, you have to buy server racks, you have to pay for yachts. You got to pay for your yacht too. So how do you figure out? Do you spend more money improving your inventory system for just-in-time inventory, again, the logistics system, or do you spend more money on building warehouses? Right? A warehouse costs millions of dollars. Do you spend millions of dollars on warehouses, or do you spend millions of dollars on electric semi-trucks, or do you spend millions of dollars doing something, relocating a factory? Right? These are all decisions that have to be made, and it's real. They're big. They're huge decisions that have to be made. And what we're seeing is again, I mean, think about this for computer people. right? Again, think about all the products that come in from China. And again, like the weird thing again with the tariffs is, again, it's 20% tariffs, but we don't really know like what the actual markup is. Again, if I buy a product from China for $10 and I sell it for $100 and there's a 20% tariff, it means my cost went from $10 to $12, which means I'm just gonna eat it, right? I still get a $88 profit, fine. But again, with a lot of this stuff, again, with just-in-time inventory, right? If the product was $90 and I sold it for $100, now all of a sudden I've got to sell it for $115 in order to break even. And let's be honest with you, if I'm going to jack it up to $115, I might as well just jack it up to $135. Because again, customers are going to be pissed off. Like if you jack up the price of a product from $100 to $115, you're going to lose a lot of customers. So since you're going to lose a lot of customers anyway by changing the price, why not just jack it up to $135? Right? Gotta recoup that profit somehow, right? That's how business actually works. Again, think about all the computer equipment. Think about when you go to buy your next MacBook Pro, right? Again, $3,000 MacBook Pro. How much of it is assembled or whatever outside the United States? What if that goes from a $3,000 MacBook Pro to a $3,600 MacBook Pro? Again, where is the breaking point on that? Well, Eli, you should just buy an American computer. Yeah, we don't build American computers. We just don't build American computers. Yes, we should probably have more American computers, but we don't build them. So anyways, we're getting more of this insanity. Little baby boy, little Bone Spur McGee, always trying to prove to the world that he's a real man. And he is an alpha male the way 9-year-old little boys think alpha males should look. And again, I have no idea why you want to be an alpha male, because we're humans. That's a dog. Trump wants you to know he's top of the pack of dogs. I really like a human president. You know, our last president was dead. That didn't work out too well. Let's not do the dead president thing again. And now we have a dog president. Nah, I'm just not feeling the dog president either. Can we just have like a living human president? Again, either AOC or DeSantis at this point. Again, I just vote for either of them at this point. Oh my God, are you actually a living human being? You got my vote. Eli, why did you vote for that one? Because they were living human beings. We had a dead president, and that went poorly. And we had a dog president, and wouldn't stop pissing on shit all the time, humping people's legs, kept humping Putin's legs and pissing on everybody else. So I thought, hey, why don't I just vote for a human president again? I'm just saying, modern world. So anyways, I don't know, that's my vibe. I mean, you just gotta, I don't know, laugh. Again, like, I mean, they're literally gonna destroy the Department of Education now. Again, they're destroying USAID. That's going through the weird court system. Again, they're cozying up to Putin. Yeah, they want to make sure Putin gets all his money. You know the person who's really been wronged in the slaughter of Ukrainians? It's Putin. It's Putin. We got to get him his money back. Talking about taking over Greenland. Talking about taking over Panama. He thinks he's doing well. Again, I'll remember all the Trump supporters out there, all the people that are behind Bone Spur McGee, is that, again, he won by 2% of the vote. He won by 2% of the vote. Think about all the destruction that's occurring, and he won by 2% of the vote. And he won by 2% of the vote, again, running against literally the worst candidates in history. Again, the dead president, and then the diversity hire president, who literally, when she was asked, what would you do different than Biden? She literally was supposed to be the candidate for change. And then when she was asked, what would you do different than Biden? She says, oh no, everything Biden did was fine. Again, against that, whatever, candidate, he won by 2%. 2%. But he's taking that as far as he's going to. So anyways, it is now pouring down rain. Pouring down rain. I'm gonna go. See y'all later.